It on state government but it clear guidelines na. Kun kan by the check to clearly lawole. Aro ido colony na chairman na it one get given lagi. It one the aro they will also start doing all this fishy business. They mo usap ko mo jani. I know how Naga people operate. So the extension of the inner line covering Dimapur is legally challengeable. On what grounds? Now, because this is not traditional Nagaland. See, you have to understand the difference between the state of Nagaland and the lands which belong to Nagas. Issue of Article 371A question, Nagas have the right to their land, resources, customs, tradition. This was never Naga land belonged to Nagas.
Dimapur.
Dimapur. So, see, how did the government of Nagaland extend ILP to Dimapur? Refusing the others, violating Article 19. So, this question, this one question though, court is settled. It is not for us to think. To my understanding, it's a violation, extending ILP to Dimapur is a violation of Article 19. ILP is nothing great. Any time, central government by any category, which is and we put so much emphasis on this, as if this is what is being protecting Nagas. Delhi diki government has it lo kutta khani ele kuri de. Utokan pra ki kuri be ko Oi. Ita mon ILP lo kutta koi dai CA why ILP CA accept kuri di bole. Kini me center pra CA to object mo be ko Ita prepaid meter ki same as it corporate kan pra Adani Ambani kan pra na. Tad electricity take over ko mo na India de. Generation भी दाने करीबो, collection भी दाने करीबो, होली भी physically collection कर ले तो मानो बिशी लगे तो पैसा बिशी spend करें तो दाने तो prepaid ना, ये तो policy है तो.
Hello viewers, welcome to Fort Nagaland News. आपने ये होता है अमियान specially news खान interviews खान अलग-अलग लोइने है तो नागामल्ला ओपोरे लोइने आई थे क्या निश्चित आज भी अमियान एक ता issue It's a last issue that I am kota sorry, introduction ko the sir. Aji I am kota ko le thaka do sir jibi ka hota sir. Thank you so much sir. Aro ami hange time there ne. Aro koi dia nisna. Last time ami han itu reservation opor kota ko aro aji icha ekdom society de bishi especially ami han Dimapur Newland aro chumo bishi dangor korne jai thaka issue do ILP inner line permit la opor ase dorne आज भी अपना insight लो लाइसे अपना भावना की ऐसे so thank you sir और let's start sir starting में कौन जाए थे sir इधो ILP implement करा दो live about the other district पहला बात है किसे चुम्बु पार हो इसे बोले तो चुम्बु बार checking शुरू हो जाए मैंने बच्चा टाइम बच्चा नहीं तो लिवे इच्छा दिमाग implement हुई ने controversies भी बिशी होला से पतान बिशी होला से इधर लोग इधो ILP implement करा लोग start करा आगे इधो अपना भावना किन्हीं आसी तो लोग जाने
Acha, ILP is based on Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation, BFR, 1873 let's say.
Acha.
So British can Naga mane di Dimapur na area di settle na kuraenge di. Before any Naga settled, takan to saige na ito regulation pass kurise that certain areas na say I think I forgot exactly the already the Arunachal na that highlands na already Naga hills can do plain manu na outsiders cannot enter without permit na to taripra inner line permit ko na they are not allowed to transact na saman khan na commerce na without permission koriba na pare and they are not allowed to own land mati bi kinibo na pare de. So itu how to ini independence pai gini bi na ini itu continue kures na aru Dimapur de se British kan de jane do kun ko thaki se so this is traditionally na itu Karbi khan do itu koki dolong pale thaki se de na Just because now it is under parent district the Jaluke Khan it does not mean that it belongs to Zealands. They to bujibo lagi na. District demarcation, state demarcation, these are political issues. Reality is different as it. Oh, frontier, na? It's Nagaland sabi na. Man jhamela ule se. Manipur be against kore se fencing. Why? Because it was a political division na. Tan tiba kore se do na. Free movement regime. So anyway, things like that na. So itu Dimapur the plains na. Apne आगे di kuan is na. Itu Chungdima. Itu Nichugat koi thaki so. Nichugat. Na. So Nichugat, I believe it is Sopra Niche guard na. Guard post na. So 2018 ऐसा बोला दे CAA Citizenship Amendment Act.
Yeah, CAA.
ये तो BJP पर propose करी जो center दे. तो ये थी नागालैंड दे बेसिक नागालैंड असम नहीं नॉर्थ ईस्ट दे against करी से कि निमित्त already illegal settlers बेसिक दे not the Muslims Hindu ना तो इतो कान की citizenship दिवो कैसे दो those who have entered illegally ना तो objection करा दो मैं कांग्रेस खान बरा तारीख खेर मालती करा मैं तारी भी ताम मत invite करी से मैं तारी भी कथा करी से NPF खान बरा supermarket ना protest organize करा तारी भी मैं माती से मैं तारी भी जैसे itu North East Indigenous Peoples Forum ताम बरा इति diffuse करा मैं तारी भी कथा करी से so all this was going on ना तो ताई खान center दे BJP खान दो अलग शोरूम लगी वो लैंड इस ना हुई से दो किन्हीं में international sphere दे ना विशेष शोरूम ना इन्हें Hindu majoritarian policy is ना हुई से दो तान तारी CAD Buddhist Jain ना Christian खान थाली से but how many of them are coming ना और country भी सब selective करी से दो ना they selected Bangladesh, na Pakistan, na Sri Lanka to dalan na ito, na. Why? Because Pakistan pra kiman ite hagi na ito illegally, hardly any. Main to Bangladesh as ito, na. So anyway, to Nagaland government to NSF to ta ini as ito. Always government la puchoti thagi bo, but public sentiment na kiba hoile do tan fat jam kuri de. Itu 147 professor la issue tibi sabi last moment de aigena tan credit globally khusus kura to ye tibi tan upai thaga nai do so they also started going against CAA to tan kotha milai se na government bra ni unilaterally kuri se ILP extend koribo ko ne dimawodi na so don't protest about thing CAA don't go against CAA aru tani misconception bishay ase de kunba bra kwaise Amit Shah bra tange matigena some of our leaders matigena mogan full Nagaland state ti ILP dhali dibo so CAA objection ata dibo that is all bullshit either Amit Shah bra tange dokai disna takan bra mon ye dokai ase setting of the inner line permit is up to the state government to bujibo lagi de kini midi poila to lieutenant governor of Bengal de type of governor general Delhi te thaga British time ti itu koi na agree kuri se so this is just a regulation it is not see it is bujibo lagi the difference between notification na regulations laws na so parliament pra pass kora no hai na or the British India government Kurabi no it just say Bengal Lanchiri thaki so Bengal administration so it is just a regulation passed by the administration so that after independence that power was vested with the state government so I Amit Shah la kothai ko nai do maybe he said apni ito extend kore mo objection because mo ito time di ko ise are Citizenship Amendment Act na it does not directly affect the thing, but it gives the Hindu majoritarian politics more votes. Na. And vote pra hi MP elect korbo, MP pra kanun banabo do. See, I was looking at the long term. Nah.
For the sake.
Or moi itu time de koise are this BFR is just a regulation any time na government pani cancel karo you don't have to go to parliament any yes so what protection do you think it gives us ina koile bi na mano kan tu na honi bole na honi bo see moi tu hudai I give the common sense view or the legal view na naga mano khan ita tak mon pura emotional paran kore poila itu bullying case na number 2 high secondary school see tadi what I said was based on the Juvenile Justice Act na as if personally moi itu bully khan ke support koran is na ha jai na kanun bully gure na ki yeti comment khan na so ajibi very sensitive issue I'm just giving the facts okay so moi IGDP goise and I believe Mr. Keljishi taibi poila Nagaland page ekta article likhina ase so the extension of the inner line covering Dimapur is legally challengeable on what grounds because this is not traditional Nagaland see you have to understand the difference between the state of Nagaland and the lands which belong to Nagas. Naga people were an ethnic group divided across Myanmar, Arunachal, Nagaland and Manipur. So all these are traditional Naga lands, lands owned by Nagas. But the state of Nagaland is a political entity. The state of Arunachal is a political entity. The state of Manipur is a political entity. Just because they are, like, say, Nagas are the majority in Nagaland, does not mean all the lands in Nagaland belong to us. Or maybe in Manipur. No? Just because the majority of the people are Meiteis, does not mean all the land in Manipur belongs to Meiteis. No, you have to understand the distinction between an ethnicity and a political entity. So this is the government of Nagaland do pishi manu ye confused kori dia ase. It be clear now like. Aru Naga manu bi itu ase. Moi tu age ni question kori ase to. Acha poila do Nagaland tinta district ke thakise. Kohima, Mokchung and Twingsang. So does that mean that all the land under Kohima district belong to Angamis? All the land under Mokchung district belong to us. All the land under Twingsang district belong to Sangtam and Changchong. Nah, to itu bujible lagi. Nah, itu say parent district does not mean all the land belongs to these lands. Nah, so itu similarly, nah, this Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation do hill manu kali specifically Naga no ide hill manu ge sort of protection di bole British country pass kori do na eta Nagaland government pra extend kori do so anyway kori so that means ita itu bujibo lage all people who are not indigenous to Nagaland must have ILP so that means Manipuri Naga Arunachal Naga, Assam Naga be so, Sema Khan is so, Au Khan be so settled Lumbing area. So they must, if they come to Nagaland, they must have to. Because they are not indigenous. Nah, Sema Au Khan, Assam be settled Kura to Handu, indigenous Takise, only but now they are settled there. So again that confusion arises. Nah.
So sir, icha ame aneju ILP Dimapur dhalo ko ande the minority community tahan aju Dimapur implement koral opore khushi na paine ame ane various meetings kan jai thega dikhiche with our DC respected DC Dimapur aro still then itu minority han lau pora apna bhavna kin ga sita those who were settled here long time back
it's not a question of who was settled here. Na Kachari Khan time immemorial ko to na there's no date na itu pra settle kora khan ge na now they're being granted na like ILP na lagi de what be sadhan dina sai thai bi de moila my biggest objection to ILP is it will cause harassment to people. Now all these faltu organizations na individual drug addict Laura Budmas khan na sob kiman plain manu nisna ase iman harass koribo rasta di rokhai gena na pasulabi koi na tanga nai gole to dhamki dibo paisa fine kori thaibo aro ki koribo paribo tari iron state government ba itya bro kobo lage clear guidelines na kun khan ba itu check koribo paribo to clearly ulabo lage aro itu colony na chairman na itu han ge dibon na lage itu han aro they will also start doing all this fishy business they mo usa ko is mo jane I know how Naga people operate kile Nagaland di ban na any Tom Dick and faltu organization bra ban matile sob bon gore kile boi lage do faltu kan ahibo na kile khole ase koina fine koribo nole maribo to itu nisna ai ini na eti dimawri thaga khan na bahar pra to comment nokori chupchap dimawri thaga khan kon khan 1990 lagi de kun kan bhoya hejo eti naga manu bishi daga nai do itia to naga manu bishi hoise do uthe ase do whereas plain manu kom di ase do aro illegal immigration la kotha debi immigration la illegal la choribi illegal moi to pola bi to moi ekbar address kori je holi bimbola article ekta ase na illegal immigration and the dangers facing Nagaland the police have been tadibra janibo do what is immigration why do people immigrate na haro khata without any context Tripura sabi flooded with na no zero knowledge they don't understand kina korena Tripura di man immigrants iman hoise and those who are not legal immigrants they are legal immigrants first thing of Tripura bra allow korise it was Indian government bra allow korise that is why it is mo kan poila bra mati own crore na de do and within this Dimapur dina eti business kora mano khane bishay ase of course one or two who settled from long time back no le do Mia khan na mate ki mana je ni count kori sabina Bengali khan olo mate thaga be poila British time pra na British in different capacities na British lot kam kori gina ina railways ti kam kora itu kan na mate ase do always kan eti Nagaland de boi boli mon hobo man backward na manu khan ko mentality backward na aro ita do Muslim kan aha do economy migrant khan ase tan pet pali boli ase do Autandu mati na download na bikai so all these factors na we have to understand na Bangladeshi khan bra mon ge flood korea is na mon ge kun ki study kori jo aro itu NSN lothana kun ajo ai tu nis na la bhagidar manu mai dekha nai de aman second class citizen ho bole ase Nagaland di slave ho bole ase what is this proof Ini plain manu kan tu na rasta di berawali boleh lagi na berayo. Naga manu berasal tekan aja naja na mudah ngor berlawa plain mana dekhi wo mari wo. Na is that how a slave behaves? Is that how a second class citizen behaves? Upay na thaka ba boyas do. Pet pali bo nimili boyas do. Not because they have a choice na. Not because they want to conquer us na. So itu nisna na. Ini wannabe leaders na. Ini issue anda sab ulabo na make up na tangan la godi betari imagination brain na naga society ke twist kora bi wan
so sir ekta question hodum jaje echa various host ki holibi to kotha to ola ase echa bon hoy lamba hoise people girls mota shadi kurle mota naga thakine di non naga ko kono plane subi foreigner hobe non naga ke माइकी के शादी कर ले नागा हो जाओ मोटा नागा बोले भी what about those people those महाना निजर नागा चुपरियान didi buni han tan non naga ge शादी करान ला इतो ला ऊपर भी तान इतो ILP ला ऊपर इतो ला
इतो clearly naga Kashmir lo na mogan do सब tribe tu itu paling biasa lo maiki kot kiki la maiki lo ini itu mogan tribe हो जाए तो whereas tribe में किना बोस्ती भी ना मोगा बोस्ती हो जाए तो whereas माइकी पर कुन लोग सादे कोई ताला बोस्ती उतला बोस्ती हो जाए तो नली उतला जात हो जाए तो so there's no question of that day na and one of my young couple na mala friend ऐसे husband is Chakasang wife is British na British तो ताला माइकी भी मोय लोग इतो वाला question करे से तो मोय ना it's okay ना ताई अपनी British citizen ना citizenship British citizen ऐसे बोली भी you have got visa valid visa ना और RAPP कोई दे resident permit ना यदि North East enter पूरे बोले you need separate permit again हाँ visa एकला पर
इंजा एकला दे नहीं ने
North East okay so that is that and regarding ILP this is just a regulation okay so no regulation no thing no notification can supersede the Constitution of India. Everything must be in accordance with the letter and the spirit of the Constitution. So the Constitution of India has given Nagas certain rights to our land, to our resources, and to our customs and traditions. So according to Naga custom and tradition, if any woman marries into a Naga tribe, she becomes a member of the tribe. So I told her that you don't need ILP. Since she is married to a Chakasang, so she is a Chakasang. According to Naga custom and tradition. And that is written clearly in the Constitution of India. We don't know this BFR, ILP is nothing great. Any time, central government by any category, which is and we put so much emphasis on this, as if this is what is being protecting Nagas.
One common question is just so manu koi thiga. Ame na Naga maiki ange shadi korne. Non Nagas ka. Most of them we have seen. Aru Naga la daitale lule, ama la daitale lule. Naga bishi chule ase.
No, that is illegal.
Yes.
Na ito pakka illegal. Adoption bhi sabi de. To my knowledge, angami Chakasang aur Sema Khandu ini adoption tu poila practice ta kisi. So adoption hoile bhi na baba mata to alag ase itu sob Naga pra use kore de. Like moi adult ekta hoike na moi dusra tribe nole dusra bosti ti ahi ke na baba mata. So that is actually very different from adoption. Because Baba Mata to I don't have the right to his property. Ini protection yes. Whereas adoption to legal rights as to property and all that. Or adoption bhi bachata and the adopt kura alag aur idu bravuri idu nai de. Na kunba case as na dangor hoye na ini poila general officer commanding GOC Jakama tala taiwi adopt as a goina it like yes actually in Kashmir law that is not thing. So it be as to adoption is going to be janeba like they may be enjoying the privileges what not because nobody is saying anything but legally they have got no rights. Aur tangla bacha bhi nai kini this is something inherited तो तागन टाइटल चलाए भी ना एडल्ट होगी ना तो प्रा नोले जनम माइकी दोसा के लोगी ना माइकी ला ट्राई टाइटल चलाए वन so all this ना
so sir man ido apni ye ido question hodi guna asin man lo manohan they ask us ek bar itu kini ka ho na to ekta do ekjon ba hodia do the freedom to settle and reside anywhere in India, Article 19. Itu tu article 371A now with respect to ILP. Contradict hoyas na Article 19 or itu.
Very valid question. Now, so this brings up the issue of Article 371A question. Now, Nagas have the right to their land, resources, customs, tradition. This was never Naga. Land belonged to Nagas.
Dimapur.
Dimapur. Now, so see, how did the government of Nagaland extend ILP to Dimapur? Now, refusing the others, violating Article 19. So this question is one question though, court is settled kore. Now, it is not for us to think. To my understanding, it's a violation. Extending ILP to Dimapur is a violation of Article 19. And it does not think Article 371A does not give us the right to extend our land, the ILP anywhere we want, even within the state of Nagaland. So, I'm just giving my view for what I believe to be right. If you know better, then you do whatever you want.
So sir, it's a ILP law for kota kulisul. It's a pressing issue jai thega right? I forgot, but it's a olay there. Prepaid meter, electric meter ito to like even public be the leaders of our society based here in Dimapur against kurasdi ito to government to aro jaborasti dhale bole inega type te I think it's mandatory na kyun ekta inega hola ase to kali idla press conference jaise man to ito prepaid meter law apna bhavna ki ase
sabe ito prepaid meter aro be ni side ka rakhibe mokan leader elected leader na mokan do center na ito congress bjp la khotan hoide ito delhi diki government as na ito lo kutta khani ele kuri de uto kan pra ki kuri be ko na hoy ita mon ILP lo khota koi dai so CA na why ILP na CA accept kuri le di bole kini mele center ba CA to object no be kwa na one ita all of the negative oil palm la kota koi thai why because paisa na center pra ita prepaid meter ki same as to ito corporate kan pra adani ambani kan pra na ta electricity take over ko lim mona to india de generation bi dhani koribo collection bi dhani koribo holi bi physically collection korle to manu bishi lage to paisa bishi spend koribo to dhani to prepaid na etu policy as to private na kan pra take over kora dem de na ini aram pra na profit extra koribo nimidi itu nimidi ase aro billing itabi ni jhamela hola ase billing nimidi to paso de aro billing la pishu la ode sai thai bi de are all of the lagi news license hai adani ambani kan to thousands of crores notice invest koribole ase ki invest koribole ase power sector ti koribole ase to itu do sabina kiman na ki koribi kunna pe this time de ganbra kan na against strict action lo ko na why tu kan lo kutai so tan bohi lagi do maharashtra do bom kuris do public object kurane bi maharashtra de kiba kurane
even bihar
so now responsible government those who understand that they are obligated to the people of the state not to somebody in india ito kan bujigina implement no kore do sabina policy sab nagaland first kore do lockdown nagaland first kore do whole india de kutta khane so apne leader ase babe do ando utan par la dibo do khabole ito one utan ba ki kore sob kore do itu ase to tani mo ki ko mo do I object to that na but what can I do ini group pra na public pra na public we are like na public they always expect somebody to do it for them when the time comes for election paisa bisare to ki you get the leaders you deserve what it is to kile leader kan ekla ye blame koribo na mohan pra elect korise to khai thakibe
Sir, ji khota ko humoi de ekta topic khota ko organize holi milane duita topic ko lai se.
নাই কোন নাই
Or thank you duita insight dia na.
itu tuh connected আছে তো this is how we operate না sabule to mo hudai koido Nagaland there's only one root cause of all the problem itu political will na thaka na itu listeners alag alag problem listeners holi bi same root আছে decision making kan to na third class
तो अपनी है ये तो I like every time aju wind up को अपना भावना कैसे तो लिसे इंगा करने हले भी एकता हदाय कोई था निस्ना ये तो दुईटा इश्यू ऊपर दे एकता दुईटा खता कोई दिया लास्ट
ना itu tuh si moi itu tuh kobole mon nai na kini medi moi politics si ekbar enter korise and I have intention of contesting again but that is the only time na when public have the right to show their decision na to itu ase ini next election rokibi aur tadi bitik wane gola aru ini next and then na saya sabo kiman tak na iso kiman tak mokan la suku kan aru muk bong kuri dibo sabo itu ase
so thank you sir thank you so much our viewers aju koi jan isna me like society de itu issue duita ekdom especially dimapur de ILP aru itu prepaid meter electric meter itu la upor asa ro itu la bhavna sir la ki bhavna ase tai ame hange like every time ajivita la bhavna ki ase bhalbo koi dise to koi de nisna hodai koi thakya nisna ki lobol ase lubi ki nolobo apne hana upor de ase itu kuina apne janai da say that is for you to decide like every time aro inega khobor aro alak alak khobor hangane apne side ekbi forward Nagaland news moi arama chumi for FNN